Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sportfolio Productions. We have with us Ranjit Bajaj. वैसे तो इंट्रोडक्शन की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है नहीं, but फिर भी थोड़ा बता देता हूँ. He's one of the most vocal, if not the most, then one of the most vocal personalities in the Indian football circuit. He's known for building a genuine grassroots powerhouse in Minerva Academy and also proving that what he's doing actually works by winning so many international youth tournaments, which we will talk about in the conversation. But thank you so much, Ranjit sir, for joining us, for giving us the time.
Oh, it's my pleasure and always a pleasure to be with Sportsfolio. And you guys have always been doing great work, especially recently with the TGIF and going all over India and uh, coming to know that Indian football is not dead. It's very much alive and is very much more colorful than they've actually ever seen on the screen. And you guys are to thank for that, especially you, Ashish, for bringing out all the social media content. So well done.
I am trying my bit just as you are. Thank you so much for the kind words. I want to start actually with a message from the director of our series, Arjun Kalra. This is a reel that we've not yet posted. We will probably tomorrow, but
The
I just
first
wanted you
episode
to
that
see
we
this.
actually shot was Punjab, mainly because of the support that we received from Ranjit sir and Minerva Academy. That okay, you guys sounds like a great idea. If you guys want to come down, we will give you accommodation. We will give you access to the academies. You can eat the same food as the young players, and you can talk to all the staff. So I think Punjab kind of made sense logistically and with the backing that we were getting. And then once we were in Punjab, once we started exploring the story, once we started looking at the rushes that we had, we were like, okay, this is big. Like this deserves a proper treatment.
So yeah, I mean, thank you again for giving us the support that we like needed. Start में तो push चाहिए होता है सबको obviously, and fortunately for us, you were very kind enough to let the crew stay with you, eat the same food as the players and everything. So thank you for that.
Thank you so
आपने
much for those kind words. In fact, when you guys approached me then, it was just an infant idea. I mean, it was just an idea, and you just gave me what you wanted to do.
yeah.
So the first thing was not only to bring you over and obviously open up the facility, and it's not only for you guys. See, I have learned from the very beginning, and this is for everyone who's watching. If you are starting out, you reach out to me, and I'll always open my house to you. Why? Because if football has to develop in India, it's the entire ecosystem around it. So it just can't. So only football players cannot develop unless the coaches develop, the media around it develop, the operations develop, the physiotherapy develops, the sports science develops, the analytics develops. Everything has to be world class. Then we have a world class product. So unless that, you can't just have something bifurcated. Everything is
Hmm.
so inherent. Um,
Right.
so if guys are starting out brand new, I'm always out for them, and I'm there for them because I was like them one day, and there was no one for me. So all the mistakes I made, I want to pass on my experience so that at least, one day you guys can do the same for someone who's starting off.
Perfect. That's brilliant. I Now that you said that like you were in this place at some time, आपने कैसे शुरू किया? Like आपने दिल्ली FC, Minerva Academy. How did you start with all of this?
See, bhai, it was all I'm a very accidental football club owner. From 2005, yeah, very, very accidental. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because 2005, when we right established 2005, that's establishment of the cricket club. And that's when the Minerva Academy Cricket Club was established. 2015 is when Minerva Academy Football Club was established as a professional club. From 2011 to 2014, we were a six-a-side, not even a five-a-side, seven-a-side, a six-a-side club. Now, the guys
Mhm.
who used to play with me in the sixth side in my team were Akash Sangwan was my teammate. Then Sandesh Jingan was my teammate. And then, yes, we had all times Manveer coming in. So, these, especially Akash and Sandesh Jingan, they're Chandigarh boys and they were always in that team. And we used to, then Sandesh went on to play for Bhutia's Baichung's team and his career took
Mhm.
off. Akash Sangwan was still with me. We used to win a lot of tournaments and we won like 30 of them, for six-a-side tournaments all over India, unbeaten. And I was still playing then. When I was playing
Wow.
then means I started playing again from the last, I played Santosh Trophy in the late 90s. And then
Acha.
the second Santosh Trophy I played was at the age of 32, 31. in
Okay.
2011, 2012. And that was
Nice.
because I had started six aside and I said, okay, fine, the trial is going on, and Indian Chandigarh football is not that big. I mean, the number of people who are playing you, we
Yes.
know. And that time we had a
Uh,
shortage of keepers because the good keepers had just taken up government jobs. And I'm a goalkeeper, and I just, so, and that you don't need to be that super fit, especially here. But I, being
mm,
me, I was already very, very fit. So that was not a problem. And when I started going back, it was so easy to adjust back to the game. But we did really well as a team. So Chandigarh qualified, I think, for the first time. We went to the quarterfinals or something like that, and we very narrowly lost out to Delhi, which was the host.
acha.
And I was playing, and those boys came back and told me, and Akash Sangwan was one of them. He said that, we're just going to finish now because there is no such a thing in Chandigarh. There is nothing in Punjab left now. And I'm talking about 2015. There's nothing left in
Uh,
Punjab. After JCT shut down, there is no professional club you can go and join, no academy this for any kids. So can
correct.
you please open up a proper club? I said, I don't have the money to open up a club and start doing that. There's no money at all. So he says, okay, so this is all then all these six boys who were with me in my team coming together and telling me that what we need is you make a team, we win the Chandigarh State Championship, which had not been organized for the last 14 years. The last Chandigarh Senior State Championship was 14 years ago. So dreams were kind of impossible. So
Uh,
first get the association to organize it, which has not been organized for 10 years, 14 years. Then we win that. Okay. After we win that, then we qualify for second division and make us play second division, and then you can shut down the club. So the second division costs were at that time were around 15 to 20 lakhs just participating in it with all the
damn.
travel around. And if then that's for the first round. And then if you qualify for the second round, another 15, 20, 30 lakhs. And they said, okay, fine, we will not take any salary. We will not do this. We will just want you. And that time foreigners, but were allowed in the second division I League. Okay.
Okay.
So we had to find sponsors and all. But that, how did we get there? We first collected 10,000 rupees, all the kids. We gave it to our state association. They organized the first state championship. They had not done it. The excuse was that, there are no clubs in Chandigarh. 42 clubs took part in the first state championship in 2015. We won that. In fact, we had two teams, Minerva Academy and Minerva Sharks. Minerva Sharks was the origin. That's why, by the way, our Facebook page is Minerva Sharks Football Club, because our sixer side club was named Minerva Sharks and we never changed it.
Hmm.
So Minerva Sharks and Minerva Academy were in the finals. Minerva Academy won the final, and we were nominated for the second division I League. And at that time in the second division I League, the ones playing were Dempo, were Mohammedan Sporting, Niroka. They were all in the, and then even Gangtok Himalayan, which that time was a very brilliant team, and then Lone Star Kashmir, the first before the
Hmm.
original Real Kashmir was there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a great team, and my aim was कि ठीक है यार, हम एक बार मोहम्मदन स्पोर्टिंग को खेल लेंगे, हिस्ट्री बन गई, ठीक है. So raised enough money so that we could do the first round, but we did so well. We won the first conference. We were champions of the conference. And I said, oh, now what do I do? And then I had to go to my parents, then to get a loan from my parents of around 7 to 10 lakh rupees, organize the second part. And at that time, ISL had just started. Okay. But there was nothing
Hmm.
known as CMS CRS system. So the FC Goa was owned by the owners of Dempo and Salgokar. And they were the best two
Acha.
teams in India at that time. But they had put all their players on loan to FC Goa without it actually being an official loan. There's nothing known as a loan. तो उन्होंने दिए हुए
Huh.
थे प्लेयर, वो एफसी गोवा के लिए 40 डे टूर्नामेंट आईएसएल होता था. दे वर प्लेइंग देयर. So when Dempo came here, we beat them, the other team of Dempo, and then it went down to the last match in Goa. So if we beat Dempo, we were second division champions. Okay. But 5 days before the last match, the ISL ended. And from Mandar Rao Desai to Subrata Pal to
Acha.
Romeo to everybody came back to the team. And we lost to them 3-1 in the final match. And we were second in the second division. So if that was also a fluke just getting there, because we really outperformed because these boys were so hungry. So I knew that I had made the careers. So I thought ठीक है, अब चुप करके रिटायर हो जाते हैं. उस टेम्पो विड्रॉ कर गया उसके बाद आई लीग से. उसके बाद टेम्पो विड्रॉ. तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ बहुत accidental club owner हूँ boss. But at the same time, why I got more confidence than that was we entered in the under 16, first ever under 15 I League which happened. First जो पहला हुआ इनका
कौन
2015
से
में
साल
हुआ.
में? ओके.
2015 में while playing the second division. So 2015 we started this club in July. We won the tournament. We had it specially in July so that we could get nominated for second division. That was the plan. We won that tournament. We got nominated to second division. We played the second division. We were in the I League in 2016 because Dempo withdrew and they listened to me and we were promoted because they said come as a corporate team. मैंने कहा क्या बात कर रहे हो, 1 रुपया नहीं है, corporate team नहीं है. But my contribution is that look at my under 15 team. You've got ISL, I League clubs. This time ISL clubs didn't have any junior teams. So all the I League clubs, all the academies we beat, and we were the first under 15 champions of India, the first ever national trophy. Now, and that was when we were second division runners up. Now, the boys who were that team were Anwar Ali, Vikram Pratap Singh, Manveer Singh Jr., uh, Nongdamba Naurem, Shah Jahan, Jackson Singh, I mean, then Shubham Sarangi, Narinder Gehlot. Oh my God, what a team that was,
Star
okay?
studded team, yeah.
Yeah. And that was the first team I had. I said, how the hell can I leave this now? I mean, this is now, being honest, not making much of an effort to collect the boys because there was no academy. I just collected the best,
हाँ.
did a trial, collected the best boys, trained them for around 6 months, and we were able to win the championship. We beat Royal Wangdo in the final, in the first final. And with the Jackson Singh stunner from 40 yards. Oh, I still remember. Okay,
Wow.
then and then after that, the next year when we were in the I League, so the biggest mistake I made was listening to agents saying that, oh my God, ठीक है तू यहाँ तक तो पहुँच गया है. Already there was a lot of self doubt यार कि यहाँ तक हम कैसे पहुँच गए हैं. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of self doubt कि क्या हो क्या रहा है. So agents came and told me तुम क्या कर रहे हो, ये तुम यहाँ पहुँच गए हो ठीक है, आई लीग में तुम्हारी बहुत लगने लगी है तो तुम साइन करो. And me like an idiot because I thought I didn't know any better and I shouldn't, I'm already way too big for my boots. I listened to the agents and I signed Superstars. At that time, ke Superstars. And I was in the very first year in a debt of around 2.5 crores. And we came ninth. And by the way, we were not relegation protected. The last match we played against DSK, we needed to at least draw. We were 4-1 down at halftime. I took out all four of my foreigners and I put all my Indians in at halftime. We went 4-4 last minute. DSK, Dave Rogers was the coach of the team. 4-4 draw meant we were staying for another year in I League. And I said, oh, 2.5 crore. And then I said, okay, भाई पैसे तो है नहीं अब ये सारे जो सुपरस्टार हैं इनको बोलो जाए यहाँ से, थैंक यू वेरी मच. अब क्या करते हैं, अब मेरी एकेडमी में कौन है, ठीक है ये है, इन सबको इकट्ठा कर लो, लोकल जो है कर लो. अच्छा फॉरेनर के लिए क्या करें. फिर मैंने उस टाइम पे मैंने मूवी देखी थी मनी बॉल. तो मैंने कहा यार फुटबॉल के साथ कैसे कुछ करते हैं. So I spent that time $1,200 on this thing, which is now bought by Opta, and then Opta has been bought by Huddle. Something was Instat. It used to be a Russian stats company. Okay.
Okay.
And that gave me access to all records, but especially I wanted the lower ranked countries because according to the budget, but good players. So I did research personally more because I didn't have any money. There was no other option. It was this or die. I did research over 360 hours of 460 hours. One of the things I spent on just going through footages of all the people in my budget. Okay. And I found this boy called, at that time, he was 21 and he was the captain of Bhutan called Chencho. And I said, oh my God, this boy is really good. They're losing to Korea 6-1, Japan 7-2. They're losing to Iran 5-1. And that 1 and 2 is by that guy. So if a
हाँ.
21-year-old with no disrespect to Bhutan, even if India would be getting thrashed the same way, so no disrespect to them. But if with such a team, like I would call again, I'm saying no disrespect to all the Bhutanese watching, even Indians would get thrashed. With such a team, if you've got one guy who's going and scoring against the Koreans and the Japanese, trust me, with a good team, he'll do damage. And just because
True.
he's Bhutanese doesn't mean that he's not good. This is known as refracted realities. और आज मैंने TEDx किया इसी बात पे कि Indians just can't play football the same way Bhutanese or Sri Lankans or Nepalese or anybody for that matter. Any human being
Mhm.
is, you always find freaks who will outdo everybody else. So let's
Correct.
come to same. कितने में 50,000 रुपए में लेके आया मंथली सैलरी. ठीक है.
Wow.
साथ में फिर मैंने लिया किरण लिंबू. कोई गोलकीपर लेता ही नहीं था फॉरनर. मैंने देखा यार this guy can play with his feet, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to play inverted fullbacks. I wanted to play I wanted to play possession football with passing out from the back, starting build up play right from the goalkeeper, which no one had ever thought of. And if, especially in India, because pressing was not that much of a tactic then, it used to be a very, very single press, a very unorganized press. I was able to do it very well. With then getting this boy called William Opoku, who was an under 19 Chelsea star, released from Chelsea Academy, one of the starlets just ho jate hain release,
Hmm.
and nobody gave him a chance. Got him 50,000. This Ivory Coast guy called Dano, center back, 50,000. Got this boy called Sukhdev, Punjabi center back, which I found from Punjab, solid guy from some college, very, very almost for free. Did Aman and Akash again from Malpur, both Amandeep and Akashdeep. Akashdeep is still playing for Namdhari. He's captain of Namdhari. That
Okay.
boy I got again. So all these boys are collected and we won the fucking I League. We won
Infinity
the I
stones
League
collect
with
कर रहे
these
हैं आप पे.
boys. Yes, and my money ball worked because it's got nothing to do with which country you're from or who you are. It's about what kind of football you play.
True.
And I was proved again. So it was so fantastic to see that I was 50,000 a month. That means 6 lakh rupees was the contract given to Chencho. He outdid, he was the MVP of the league. Kiran Limbu was the
अच्छा.
best goalkeeper of the league, of the I League that year. We beat Mohan Bagan, East Bengal in Calcutta within 1 week in Calcutta in front of seventy
Wow.
thousand people. Sunny Node's salary was 3.8 crores and Chencho was on 6 lakhs. Sunny Node was
Damn.
3.8 and he was the one playing against us. So what we did was we pulled off basically a Leicester before Leicester even happened. That's what we did.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yes, Iceball was there, but Iceball still had the support of the entire state. I did not. We didn't have anything. They had a supply of all the Ice Mizoram boys basically open. That
Yeah.
there was no
Yeah.
competition for them. Whereas for
True.
us, our we were a Chandigarh team that time. We were not a Punjab team, Chandigarh Football Association, and there was no place I could tap into. Then in 2016-17 is when we moved to Punjab football. 2017-18, once we won it, then they said, okay, fine, you can come to Punjab. We'll take you in. So Punjab
Hmm.
football, we 2017-18 was the first year. But what we did was that year we won the under 13 and under 15 and under 18 and the senior title. So we were the only club and still are the only club in history to hold all four titles together, junior to senior.
Wow.
Again,
This
with
was
a budget. So
17-18. You said.
our budget was 1.4 CR for 13, 15, 18 and senior team. And Sunny Node's salary was 3.8 CR.
Wow. This
So
was
that
seventeen
is the
eighteen. You
history
said.
of how I got into football, and that's why I've not been able to leave it because of the tremendous success we've got. So that means I just knew that there is something I'm doing right, and that means things. If this is what's happened in the first 2, 3, 4 years, and it's consistent, it's not a flash in the pan. Because the
Hmm.
junior results were very, very consistent. Senior results are kind of based on how much money you spend. Yes, you can
अच्छा.
have those kind of years which I have, but then I need to have do that. Now then I need to be just 400, 500 hours of footage and just scouting those kind of cheap people and trying to make superstars. And that's not what I want to do because I realized then when I won all these titles, that means in all junior titles, then I won the under 16, 15, 5 times, under 13, 4 times, under 18. See, when you win a title, it's only your club's fans or if you're junior title, your parents or those kids or maybe my parents or my family or my employees or staff or
Close
Minerva
ones. Yeah.
staff. They are the ones who get
Hmm.
happiness.
Hmm.
But when you produce an international who scores the only goal India has ever scored in the World Cup, Jackson Singh, and everybody gets goosebumps, that's what I want. So the same effort, either I win titles or I produce internationals who do wonders for India. So Anwar Ali's free kick, Scaloni's team, Kotif Cup, man, still gives me goosebumps. So these are the things I live for. And now, with obviously the future coming up. So now, in
Hmm.
that gist, you've come to know who Ranjit Bajaj is and why he is who he is.
क्रेजी क्रेजी स्टोरी, काफी कंसिस्टेंट बोलूंगा मैं पागल बोलना चाह रहा था, बट इन अ वेरी गुड वे. इट्स नाइस टू सी दिस
True,
काइंड
bro.
ऑफ.
You know, no, you're right, भाई पागल है पागल. See, अगर मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, see, unless people call me mad, they'll call me mad because I am doing something which they are not, and I'm doing something which is totally radical or different from what they are doing.
हाँ,
But
एग्जैक्टली.
that is why I'm doing something different from because what you have been doing has got us here. So something radical needs to be done, which you might call stupid, but the people like me will call you stupid because you've been doing something wrong, na? So the guy who's doing something right, they are basically never valued then because they're going against status quo. The moment you go against status quo and something which is not normal, the status quo doesn't like it. So they will diss you.
ट्रू.
And that's part of the problem. That's part of the thing. I'm okay with that. Because I really don't give a rat's ass what people think about me, man. At all. No, not even one dime. Because that makes me, if I start thinking, then I'll start acting according to what I want people to think about me. And that's not
राइट.
who I am. Yeah.
सही है. आपको ऐसे लगता है कभी, लाइक सिंस यू हैव बीन डूइंग सो मच सिंस सो मेनी इयर्स, डू यू हैव लाइक डाउन टाइम विद इन योरसेल्फ कि यार बस हुआ, मैं कितना करूंगा इंडियन फुटबॉल के लिए और इसके लिए,
भाई
हाउ
मैंने
मेनी
अपने
प्लेयर्स डू आई
लिए
हैव टू
लगाया हुआ है मैं अपने लिए गोल लगाया हुआ है कि मैंने 8 साल में रिटायर हो जाना है. ठीक है.
ओके.
बिकॉज 8 साल तक मेरा जो भी है, इट्स नॉट दैट पीपल थिंक ओ माय गॉड ही इज गिविंग अप. नो. 8 साल में वॉट एवर आई गिव शुड बिकम लाइफ लॉन्ग. दैट मीन्स वॉट एवर माई नॉलेज इज, वॉट एवर माई एक्सपीरियंस इज, इट शुड बी पुट इन SOP and it should be run by a monkey if it's required, because I will die, but my knowledge and experience should not die with me, and it should be a legacy created, the Minerva way of playing and the Minerva way of doing things, and this because it's tested and it's proven, and I want to pass it on to my country, man. That means 8 साल तक मेरा सिर्फ aim है to optimize SOPs so that doesn't matter who it is, he can just read it out from a sheet and make it happen. Simple.
Hmm. 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 Um, TGIF के लिए, when we were looking for stuff to add with your interview, of course, we found so many clips and goals and reactions from Sweden, from Norway, or personally also, भाई वो देख के it you can feel the goosebumps because it's not Minerva, it's not Punjab, it's India that's winning against these teams. So I mean, I
Exactly.
completely agree
Exactly.
with you. Or I think we've tried our best also to showcase what you're doing with Minerva through TGIF. आपने देखी series? Did you get a chance?
Yes, yes, and that's why I told you I loved it. I see the first time I saw it was when Johnson came to me. We were doing these trials for OCI PIOs in England, and
अच्छा.
outside the London Red Bridge where the trials were, from when the trials ended from 10 on a laptop 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. We looked at it, and right next to me this side was Balwant Singh, India's international star, who was with me there somehow in England, and Calvin Lobo, the Goan legend as well. He was with me.
Wow.
So I'm asking Calvin Lobo, Mecca, what the hell are you doing here? He says, I'm an immigration officer. Mecca, what? I said, yeah, he says, I'm an immigration officer here. So Mecca, who let you get immigrated here? First tell me that. So then, because see, they've got these things that he's got a Portuguese passport because of the Goan link, and now they've gone there. Now, and we've got Balwant Singh, whose wife is a great physiotherapist. She's working for a Premier League club there. So he's gone there. So them having them there, na, watching this thing with me with Johnson on a laptop, I was just looking at their faces, and we just showed them the Punjab episode. Oh my God. I got my reactions from how great it's going to be just from looking at their faces, because Balwant has actually grown up there in Malpur with Sukhi sir, and Lobo knows because we were talking about East Bengal and Mohan Bagan and JCT at that time. Lobo was he was just growing up, and he saw the whole thing happen, and it was so amazing to see the reaction of the Indians there while watching that. because then Baljit
Right.
Riyar also had another series there and he hosted it. So I really think that this was a wake up call for a lot of Indian football fans, because a lot of Indian football fans just think that सिर्फ हम ही हैं यार और तो है नहीं कोई, हम ही हैं, that's why football is not a supported game यार. When you go to the heart of India, you see that, oh my God, it's such a supported game and it's one of the most supported games. I would dare to say now it's gonna overtake cricket very, very soon. People may not, the cricket fans may not like it. Shubman Gill is my boy, and I'm still saying that it will, because the Indians now, the kids who are growing up, they grow up with Instagram and they grow up with YouTube and they grow up with Facebook, which gets them the best in the world.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, the best in the world is not cricket, it's football. And they will have a shirt of probably Ronaldo or probably Mbappe or probably Yamal, than have a Dhoni or Tendulkar or Virat Kohli shirt now. I'm talking about all kids these
Absolutely.
days. So there's
Yeah.
a very big difference. So that's why I'm saying, when people today in the TEDx when I did it, they were asking me in the Q&A afterwards, okay, we're looking at things now, especially with what's happening in Indian football. How do you see the future? So I said, oh my God, it's great. It's brilliant. And they were very shocked. Okay, what is this guy saying? So I said, listen, guys, the way it is right now, it can only get better. That's what I'm saying. It has to be great. They were all laughing.
कितना ही खराब हो जाएगा.
जो इतना इससे खराब नहीं हो सकता भाई, अगर ट्राई भी कर लेना तब भी नहीं हो सकता. Even if you try to more, you still can't get up more than this. So hats off to the current management. What a royal, and wow. Cheers. Mm.
Uh, that's true. It's being run. The sport is being run into the ground by the people that are supposed to develop it, and I don't know how or when it will get better. But as you said, इससे और
It
ज़्यादा
can't,
खराब
bhai, it
तो
can't get, it can't get worse. That's
हाँ,
the only thing I'm saying.
लीग
I
लीग
mean,
शुरू नहीं
I'll
हुई
be
है.
really shocked if they pull it off and they say, wait, अभी दिखाते हैं, इससे भी गलत करके दिखाते हैं और को गंद.
I hope that doesn't happen. But it might. You never know.
भाई
आपको क्या
with
लगता है?
see अब देख इसमें हम दोनों का क्या है, देख fans can will be watching this and they'll be laughing like we're laughing, but while I'm laughing I'm also kind of crying because it's my job, and with the same with you कि yes we are
Yeah.
laughing at ourselves bro, हमारे साथ हो रहा है ये. हाँ.
Every time that the Indian football social media handle posts a new statement, I don't know whether I should. It's like a joke, but it's so sad.
It's
It's
like,
I
we don't know whether to laugh or to cry, and it's like very, that disgusting taste in your mouth, man. And then you also
but
then you start questioning your life choices, bro. Then you start going, what the hell have I done?
क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं फुटबॉल
So
के साथ?
but then this game is such a game that that's why this game is football. Why no
It's
other
an
game
addiction.
bring? Yeah,
It's an
it's so.
addiction.
No, I've never seen a cricket fan, a CSK fan going and stabbing Punjab Kings fan because we went to the wrong area wearing the wrong shirt. Okay, so or किंग्स पंजाब 11 प्लेयर अपने यहाँ पे टैटू कराया हुआ है इतना किंग्स 11 का लोगो या CSK का लोगो. So these kind of things do only happen for cricket, man, for football, not for any other sport. This is passed on from generation to generation. Is like your caste or your is
It's
on your
it's
surname.
yeah.
The
It's like
fact,
it's in your
yeah,
blood.
yeah. So
Mostly, if like
the
especially in some
especially with
regions,
the clubs, if you
Punjab,
are
Punjab.
following Mohun Bagan for in India, Mohun Bagan or East Bengal, you are going to be East Bengal, East Bengal, East Bengal. The same way Manchester United, Manu, Manu, Manu. So if, I mean, like for example, if you are a Manu fan, you won't even think in your wildest dreams that your son will start supporting Liverpool, because that will be the death of you. Okay, that will be the
Hmm.
worst thing which can ever happen to you.
सच
So
है.
this
सच
kind
है.
of a thing only happens that, and that's why. See, I was so happy to see the crowds in the Messi tour, because people were saying, "What the hell? What the hell?" Now imagine someone is willing, and they were all IPL stadiums which were full to capacity in all four cities. People were willing to pay 10 times what they would pay for an IPL match. For what? For 5 minutes of seeing some guy in the distance saying this.
Hmm. That's
Do
the
you
craze.
understand what that means? That means people love football royalty so much. That means people who play great football. So if you actually get your football to a good level, do you understand what kind of fandom it will have? When they say there are no football fans in India, you're wrong. There are no Indian football fans. Unfortunately, for example, they say that 350 million fans. So these fans are the same fans which drove up the ISL numbers in the very first year. The European fans which wanted to give Indian football a chance because you got big stars coming in. And they have become one fifth, one tenth of the number now, from 350 million to less than 80 million last year.
Hmm.
Is the ISL viewership is because of the quality of football and display. They have limited time. If they have a Real Madrid or Barca and Mohan Bagani's Bengal, I know I will watch,
Yeah.
because not for just the entertainment value, because I'll be able to teach my kids something which I'll pick up from this match, never from this match.
Hmm.
So even from people who are in Indian football, they will watch European football. So they are 350 million European football fans. Indian football fans are about 10 million, 5 million. The ones who support clubs, personal clubs. That's it.
कुछ ही हैं ऐसे नमूने, मेरे जैसे आपके जैसे, ज्यादा
बस
नहीं है इस देश में.
नहीं तो
बट
हमने ये
होपफुली.
बाकी करने हैं ना, ये है ना, देखो भाई,
यस,
ये
ऑफ
मार्केट,
कोर्स.
ये हमारे ही हैं. बट
हम्म.
ये इंडियंस ये हैं जो अभी पैदा हुए हैं पिछले 20 साल में. दे आर
हम्म.
नॉट यूज टू मीडियोक्रिसिटी. ओके.
राइट.
ये सिर्फ हमारे, ये मेरे वाले जमाने के ठीक है, हार गए ठीक है यार, नहीं. ये वाले दे वांट टू बी वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस. Okay, if you're not world champion, not world level, you're not good for us. So that's why we Indians are now, and that's a good thing. So we people are demanding more from our footballers, that you better be world class. Otherwise, we're not going to watch you. Simple as that. And we're also going to complain about the money you're earning, because you're earning too much for what kind of football you're playing. That is why people have a problem with it. Otherwise,
हम्म.
nobody has a problem. Nobody has a problem with Ambani earning 50,000 crores or Adani earning 50,000 crores. They have a problem with these footballers earning. But if they were kicking ass off, for example, every other country they had played, suppose the Igor Stimac thing had gone on, and which I call the greatest coach to coach India in the last 50 years, after Sukhi sir and Sayyid. The only other greatest coach I would say is Igor Stimac, because he's the only one who won us titles, man. 3 titles he won us in 1 year. So if he had been going on that way and winning titles and qualifying for the World Cup, you think anyone in India would have even said once what is the kind of money these guys are earning? No, they
हम्म.
wouldn't have questioned.
Questions only arise when the performance dips. Absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly.
क्या लगता है आपको, why, what, whatever is happening in India, three things. The biggest problem of Indian football, is it lack of money, is it lack of vision, or is it
No,
lack of accountability?
it's just leadership. It's accountability and transparency. It's
Hmm.
leadership. Is the leadership which doesn't have accountability and transparency. So
Okay.
the whole thing, that is why I was so happy with the new constitution. And once that is applied and they don't follow it now in 2026 ke baad, when the new elections happen, every decision they make has to be on. That's what we wrote when I wrote, helped. I didn't. So Justice Dave, Qureshi Saab, Novi Kapadia, and I wrote one chapter, the conflict of interest one, and another chapter.
This must
When we
have been
wrote
long
that,
back, right?
this is 4 5 years 6 years back.
Okay.
So when we
Okay.
wrote that, we made sure we started from the premise that what happens if the most corrupt person in India takes over.
Hmm.
Because जस्टिस दावे से क्या फायदा है करने का, ये तो कुछ फायदा ही नहीं है, ये तो आएंगे आएंगे. So we started from that fact, and Mr. Qureshi Saab made sure that the constitution and Novi Kapadia, basically telling him this is how these guys, he made sure that everything was so transparent that even if you spend 1 rupee, it has to come onto the web. Next day, the minutes of the meeting, every meeting you have, minutes of the meeting have to be put up for the public to see. Every selection has to be live on TV. For every trial you have, has to be live there on your network. Your
Okay.
your account. So, and that has to go down right to the state association and the district association. That is
Hmm.
why I have not been very vocal about Kalyan Chaube being given so much more time till 2026, because that's a good thing. Why? Because now they've told all state associations to tell their districts to first have elections, because only the clubs who are societies can do that. Why societies? Because societies have to have audits of their accounts and
Okay.
transparency and actually follow that. Otherwise, you going to be debarred. So that means your president is going to be selected by people who are not corrupt. That means your president is not going to be corrupt. That is why the president here is not going to be corrupt. But if all the people in India are going to be corrupt, who are the elected, then obviously you'll have heads like this. So the problem is systematic, and it's a 70-year legacy we have to get rid of. The Maidan
Mhm.
legacy is still here, and that is what we are getting rid of. The chai
It's
samosa Maidan
stemmed.
legacy. The amount, I'll give you an example. The amount of money they've spent on just organizing meetings and that meetings and travel and for this administrative purpose is in the last 5 years is over 15 cr. 15 cr. Okay. For periodicals and magazines, I don't know what the
Oh.
they are ordering and are they getting ordered there. Even that should not cost and tell them to go to if that is what their fetish is, please tell them internet is free. Okay? Because they are spending 14 lakhs a year on periodicals and magazines. Okay. Now I am just flabbergasted by these kind of things which have come out in the audits. Now, these kind of things will be pointed out even more. For example, Jammu and Kashmir, when we were in the COA, the first thing they made when they then all hell broke loose because they made me the head of the chairman of integrity, and everybody has lost it. Okay, the first thing I took out was the astrologer scam where they are
Hmm.
paying the astrologer 45 lakhs. Okay, from
Hmm.
our money. Then the same way we took out the Jammu Kashmir biryani scam where they had spent 65 lakh rupees of AFM money for on biryani, non-existent biryani, which was apparently given to the kids. Okay, so he came and
The
the
hell?
CBI inquiry happened. Yeah, everyone should Google it. Biryani scam, Jammu Kashmir Football Association, and the
This
same
sounds
thing.
so weird. I
And
had heard about the
imagine, bro, these are
astrologer.
real things. It's not like a movie I'm making up. Biryani scam and astrology and paying 45. Obviously, no astrologer, guys. No astrologer was paid 45 lakhs. This money went to someone else. Astrologer was still paid 500 rupees जो पेड़ के नीचे वाला होता है उसको उतना ही देते हैं उतना 500 रुपए में उसने एस्ट्रोलॉजी लिखी क्या लिखी कि तुम ये ये तुम आई कांट बिलीव इट द कोच इज आस्किंग कौन से बंदे खिलाने चाहिए किसका जो मुहूर्त किसका अच्छा है तो मैं अपने आप को उस टाइम सोच रहा था कि यार मैं तो फिर इतना बड़ा ब्लीप हूँ कि मैं ऐसी है यूथ डेवलपमेंट वगैरह बकवास करी जा रहा हूँ मैं पंडित जी को बोलता हूँ भाई साहब बताओ हम क्वालिफाई करेंगे नहीं करेंगे बाकी बात छोड़ो अगर करेंगे तो काम करता हूँ नहीं तो छोड़ो मुहूर्त अगर मुहूर्त ही अच्छा नहीं है तो फायदा क्या है फिर
It's all very sad, but obviously it's funny for us. It's
again
sad that it's
funny and
all
sad
happening.
bro
Funny
see
and sad.
funny and sad yeah
Kuch
but see that's what I'm
hopefully
saying
after.
I'm saying happy days are here to come it can't get worse than this
अभी ये नया constitution, is it already in place? Is it
yes it's in
started?
place and now people are going so like for example I from your channel everyone will know now the first people now to go out will be the CFA, the Chandigarh Football Association. I have filed a PIL in the Punjab Haryana High Court, which came up 3 days ago, and it has been accepted and notice has been sent to the Union Ministry and to the AIFF. Now, I'll just give you an example. I
Hmm.
played for India under 19. Okay, I'm very
Yeah.
proud. The proudest moment in my life is when the March Past was happening, Asian School Games in Malaysia, and we were wearing those coats and the flag in front of Indian. The proudest moment. Now, the guy in Chandigarh Football Association, which is kind of defunct, the guy who told me about my news that Ranjit, you've been selected for this. You're the first boy from Chandigarh ever to make it in the national team, under 19, even albeit under 19 team, but you made it, and very good. Congratulations. His name is Rakesh Bakshi. He was the general secretary in 1995, 96 when I was selected. 96. Okay. When were
Hmm.
you born, bro?
2000.
Yeah. See, 4 years before you were born, that guy, I was selected. Now, Who's the general secretary now of Chandigarh Football Association? Still the same guy.
No ways.
Yeah, bro, he's still the same guy. 33 years association has been in power. He has been in power for 31 years. The 2 years because he was not well.
That's crazy. It's
The
crazy to
same thing
hear.
in, by the way,
Why
same
is
thing
it?
for 40 years, 40 years in Mumbai. And Mumbai is Praful Patel. Same thing in Punjab is Sameer Thapar for over 30, 40 years. So these are the things which this new constitution will take care of. We'll have new blood coming in with new thinking whose only job is football. For example, you may be great, okay? You may be one of the greatest politicians alive, but it's unless football is your first priority, I don't want you there because football is my life and it's the life of millions of others. And you people don't understand that football makes or breaks families, it makes or breaks days. Happiness and sadness is given just by football. It takes you away from the real pain of your life, daily life for others. So you don't understand how important football is. So if you're going to write, I am minister of so and so, minister of so and so, and then I'm going to be, I am the member of parliament from here, and this is my district, and here I am the SDM, this is where I am. And then the end you write, oh, also president of AIFF, I'll come after you because that's not your first priority. We want someone whose life is devoted to football and who cannot take away. That means doesn't matter. You know, if you there's a saying called Caesar's wife. You have to be above suspicion. That means Caesar's wife ka baat bolte the that you she can't even be think of suspected to be not loyal to Caesar because she's Caesar's wife. So this way you have to be somebody who everyone knows cannot take away from the game in money wise or any other wise or conflict of interest types. For example, I'm just giving an example, and I have, like I've said it from a very, very public stance, that I have no interest in getting into this. But suppose I do become president of AIFF, I cannot have Minerva Academy. It is a direct conflict of interest.
Right.
Even if I don't do anything illegal, the coaches and the selectors will try to please me by selecting my boys. The ones who don't deserve to
Mm.
be there, and then my country will suffer. That is why the only chapter I wrote in the new constitution, please everyone should go read it. It's available on the AIFF website, which they're very nicely bound and put in blue, is the conflict of interest chapter, 14 pages, all written by me. Each and every
Wow.
point. I have even given examples कि इसका मामे का चाचे का लड़का की अगर कंपनी होए, that company also can't take a contract here. इसके अगर ex wife का बेटा होए उसका भी, because I've taken precedent. All the examples I've given there are happening or were happening in the recent past. That is why those examples have come. So that is what we have made the new constitution. That within 1.5, 2 years, everything is going to be so transparent that because see, why is India such a big economy and we're doing so well? You think we Indians are doing well in other space? No, no, no. We are a behemoth. We are so huge that even if they are 50%, 70%, the 30% are good enough to make us number three or number two in the world. And
Mm.
that's in now has to happen in football because the system has to be so that you cannot be corrupt. If you are corrupt, you will be found out. Simple. And you have to do your certain duties from a state association or district association. So your basic duties are that you have to organize a senior and junior men's club competition. You have to organize under 13, 15, 18. You have to have camps for your national teams and select boys for your national, girls and boys for national and Santosh Trophy. That is your duty. If you do all this, you will be given the grant money. If you don't do all this, you will not be given a grant, and the next year new elections will happen. You will be disbarred. Your entire association will be thrown out. बिकॉज
Mm.
अभी क्या रूल था, 3 साल नहीं कराओगे तो फिर आपका जाएगा कमेटी, फिर कमेटी बनेगी, फिर कमेटी की कमेटी बनेगी, फिर कमेटी बनेगी. और अब क्या है, you don't do it, you are out. The next association comes in the very next year because those boys and girls will lose out their careers or they will become Dhonis like they did in Jharkhand, and Dhoni from a goalkeeper became a cricketer because you
Yeah.
guys couldn't get your fucking act together. Leander Paes became a tennis player, even though it's great for India. Thank God those guys selected that. Otherwise, they would have got. But Leander Paes became a Wimbledon champion and all the champion legend because you didn't give him a proper ecosystem to get developed. Even though He could have walked into any team because he was the son of Dr. Wace Pace, who's an Olympian. Even he
Mm.
found the ecosystem so.
Yeah.
So, a Olympian who's played a team game, hockey, and he's a champion, Olympic champion, or I think silver medalist or whatever, he also didn't let his son get into football. Now, when you ask me, my son, unf- unfortunately, the little bugger has been born on 5th of February, which is the birth of Ronaldo and Neymar. So, already, and then being Ranjit Bajaj's son, already pressure on him. But with the current thing, would I want my son, if he was like 20s, to be in football? No. 15s, no. I mean, if I knew, but I would put my son in football if the top part is right.
Mm.
If we protect our children, that means goalposts don't fall on their head. For example, people just talking, recently these basketball clips came out.
Yeah.
So I did a search, and everyone should do that. Google search boys, girls, slash killed football posts, polls fall on head or fall on them. 2025, that's it. Three. One in Manipur, one in Iceball, one in Assam. Football poles have fallen on the guy's head and the kid has died. So you think this is only a basketball problem? Then the under 17, when I was in the COA, we carried out a complete investigation on this guy who was the coach of the under 17 girls team. He was sexually molesting them. We had evidence and record. We wanted to register an FIR. Nothing was done. The guy is coaching again somewhere. So
Why was
we
nothing
have
done? Like if there was evidence and
we
everything.
because we were COA was taken out. The new people who came in, they were supposed to follow up on the action. Nothing was done because they don't care, because it's not their daughter, na.
Mm.
See, you have to understand there's systematic problems. They didn't have a POSCO committee. They didn't have a Vishaka committee, which is supposed to be there for every organization above 10 or 15 employees. You're supposed to have that. And because of that, their ex AFF's ex general secretary was sexually molesting coaches while in office. So again, allegations which I had brought out. See, the point is that I make such huge allegations, but somehow still no one has got me for defamation. Why? Think about it. Otherwise, the kind of things I say, they should take me for defamation every single day. Yeah,
100%.
if it's not true, na. Because when you take
Mm.
somebody for defamation, the onus is on you, the guy who's filing the case, to prove that by giving the facts to the
जो
court,
बोला है
saying that this
गलत
is
बोला
not
है.
yet true, नहीं गलत बोला इसने. करके दे ना, मैं
Yeah.
बहुत इसीलिए half the times I'm saying these things so that they should try to prove me wrong, because then they'll have to go to court and I'll have my day, and I'll be able to even wash more of their laundry. So see, it was a very early decision in my life that either you give up or you keep following what the everybody is doing, and then but Indian football will remain the same, or you become this outlier who will polarize the whole world. You will have lot of haters, but you've got to be okay with it, because if you got to make change, people will not like it. Anything which is
Mm.
not normal status quo, people do not like change. But for making us go forward, we need to change. We need to change so
Mm.
badly our system. We need to change our attitude towards our girls and our women. When we keep on saying to all the men, who keep on laughing at that girl who said, we want equal pay for women in football. And then they lost to a under 15 team. I think 20-0 or something like that, or 15-0. And we're saying, ha ha ha, kya baat kar rahe ho? Inse to football nahi khela jata. They did a study in which the way the women's body is made and the men's body is made, if the men had to actually play the game according, if in the same kind of a goal, the goal would have been 8 times bigger and the field would have been 3 times bigger for the men.
Okay.
So
Just
in that, so
genetically.
that means, yeah. So you are comparing apples and oranges. Okay,
हाँ. हाँ.
you can't do that. You
Mm.
can't compare that. You can't compare two different genetic types. It's a different genetic type.
Got it.
Let's see.
Got it.
Let's see you give a baby, man.
Mm.
Yeah. So you got to understand that we've our women have a better chance of making it to the World Cup than the men. We just need the first team to make it, man. We need to support our women because they're going to get there. And I don't have a girls' academy because of the inherent dangers of me not being able to live with myself if something like this happens. And I am, yes, I can fight it, but that's the risk of me. Something like that happens to any of the girls which I've
Hmm.
got there. If this happens, because I take every of the
There's a
boy
lot of
who's there as
responsibility that
बहुत ज्यादा भाई मेरे 300
comes
बच्चे हैं मेरे
with.
हर एक बच्चा मेरा बेटा है तो मेरा
Hmm.
वैसी अभी यहाँ पड़ती है तो लड़कियों में तो लिविंग इन आर अनफॉर्चुनेटली लिविंग इन माय कंट्री द वे वी आर I will not be able to live because some father has sent his girl there responsibly saying that you take care of my daughter the same way they've done
Hmm.
with the son. There's no less responsibility, but in India at least their safety is at least little bit less compared to the safety of actual girls at that age.
There's definitely a difference. That's for sure. There's no debate about that. And even within TGIF Punjab, one of my favorite lines from the episode is you saying, "Our women will get to the World Cup much, much faster than the men," and
And
it
they are
shows,
there in
right?
spite and despite of the system. Why? The system didn't do anything. In fact, they did everything to them up. But
Hmm.
hats off to our women. We've got 7 girls, 6 girls playing in the European leagues. We've got 3, 4 girls playing in the Champions League. The day we have around 12 or 15 girls playing in the Champions League, that's the day we'll qualify for the World Cup. I guarantee you. So that's the aim, how to get the men there, but the women are already halfway there. And by the way, why are the women there? Because there is no Indian women's Super League like men. They are not being overpaid here. Because they're not being overpaid here, they are going outside because there the chances are better. Because now they're getting out, they're improving. Manisha Kalyan is a different player altogether when she's come back from Europe, man. And from Europe, she's now been given a chance to be the first Indian to play in Peru. Imagine that. Who thought of that? That she'll be playing in a Premier Division club in South America, which
Hmm.
is really good where women are concerned, is really good football. So, and then with TGIF, especially doing that episode on her, she's a trailblazer. She's the girl who,
100%.
yeah, she didn't believe that it's Brazil, man. So Brazil होएगा जैसे अपने घर पे होएगा जैसे मैंने बोला था अर्जेंटीना होगा घर पे होएगा. You can't, yeah, refracted realities, man, the same thing. You can't already have a preconceived biased notion that they're better than you. That's where you've already lost the match. They're not better than you, they're equal to you. Whatever happens in the match is because of what happens on that day and how you play and how they play, not because of what happened 50 years ago, what's been happening 50 years ago.
True. It shows also because the way these girls have been performing, qualifying for all the AFC age groups and senior team, sab kuch. Coca-Cola
Exactly. See,
recently.
it's not, that's the, again, coming back to Igor Stimac. He said, what the hell you keep blaming me for when you don't do well in Asian competitions, when you've never done well in under 14s or under 16s or under 18s? So
Hmm.
that's why I used to laugh. You can't suddenly never win the under 14, under 16, or under 18 championships and especially go on and be senior champion. Because you can't buy players, na, there. There you have to be players
Uh,
produced by your own country.
Produ-
And that's what the
so,
in India was trying to do by trying to oversee that and try to buy players and getting PCI and OCIs here, which I think again is a solution, but it's a very quick fix solution. Is it a solution to be able to beat South Korea and Japan? If it was, I would have said, oh, yes, please immediately take it because, oh my God, we're going to qualify. No, it's not. It's just going to make you beat Bangladesh and all these other countries, which you're not able to beat right now. It's not going to make you qualify. It's not going to make you come in the semi-finals of the Asian Cup, even if you get the best Indians out there. Best Indians out there are not going to play for you. They're going to play where they are. For example, Saprit Singh is never going to leave New Zealand and come to India because he's playing in the World Cup there. He's been signed for Bayern Munich, so he's not going to come here, man. Same with Danny Bath is never going to come, and he's almost his career is over. So when you got these good boys, the ones who are young, who they think we have a chance in the Premier League, and then they will not come here. Who will come here? The ones who almost finished their career and they want to play international football. That's a quick fix, man. You gotta have your own. That's like giving up. Okay, we can't produce players. तो जो हमारे बच्चे कुछ तुम्हारे पास हमने हमारे इमिग्रेट किए थे तुमने उनमें से मतलब कि जो हमारे थोड़े से इतने से गए थे इमिग्रेशन में उनका सिस्टम देखो कितना अच्छा है कि उनमें से भी इतने अच्छे प्लेयर उन्होंने बना दिए हैं कि जो हमारे यहाँ पे करोड़ों हैं उनसे बेटर है. That's how badly these guys have failed.
Hmm. We're getting leftovers from what we sent.
Yep.
But when you talk about producing players, in fact, when you called me yesterday, I was sitting with Bimal Ghosh sir and talking to him about how he has been producing India internationals for so many years. I was blown away when he said he's produced over 30 players that have gone and played for the national team. And I don't know how that works, but he says कि अगर टैलेंट है, अगर ग्राउंड है, तो किसी को भी मैं इंडिया इंटरनेशनल बना सकता हूँ. एक क्वालिटी होनी चाहिए बस, फिर बाकी सारा प्रैक्टिस पे हो जाता है. सो
क्या hard
ही
work,
इज वेरी
discipline.
hard work
क्या
and
hard
discipline
work.
and like
हाँ
giving
हाँ
in the
वही
hours,
exact.
4 hours a day, 5 hours a day.
See
Anyone
भाई,
can be a
that's what I've been saying all along. There is this talent is very overrated because the day talent doesn't work hard, talent dies. You got to nurture talent. And how do you do that? Suppose Messi was given the ball at the age of 40. Will he be Messi? He's Messi because he's been playing since the age of 5, man. Bimal sir is totally right. Bimal Ghosh is, with Bimal Ghosh sir or with Nabab Bhattacharya sir. These are some coaches who have been developing players from the youth without actually having any resources. So, hats off to him because the when we won the I League and also other than that, we had these two Mumbai players which I had got through Bimal sir, Abhishek Ambekar, Abba,
हाँ.
and Girik Khosla. Okay, so and then there was one more boy, but he came on loan and went. But so we were playing Mumbai City, former Mumbai City, Mumbai FC.
मुंबई एफसी. हाँ.
Yeah, Santosh Kashyap's team that time,
हाँ.
and then there was an entire Yellow Brigade who used to be cussing him out.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
had a bigger crowd supporting Minerva because all the boys from Girik's and Abba's colonies were from there, and they were supporting us there, and we beat Mumbai City. So Vimal sir has
Wow.
been a great instrument even in helping me, and
Hmm.
he's totally right when he says that, right? So that means why? Because I'll tell you, there's some things in life which are a choice. Hard work is a choice. It's not talent given. It's not nothing to do with your caste, color, creed, sex, whatever. Then effort is a choice. Discipline is a choice. Success is a choice. Simple.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Even he was saying the same thing. Like he, in fact, he said he went on to say that अभी भी मुझे grass ground दे दो. He trains a team here in Bandra on an artificial turf. He says the same thing. मुझे अभी भी grass ground दे दो. मैं आज भी इंडिया इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर तैयार कर सकता हूँ.
और अभी भी वो बोल रहे हैं ग्रास ग्राउंड दे दो. आपको पता ना हॉलैंड ने क्या किया है? क्या हॉलैंड ने क्या किया है? लेट मी टेल एवरीबॉडी. हॉलैंड हैज मेड इट illegal apparently to have turfs, and they only had turfs because उनका वेदर ऐसा है. तो उन्होंने अब बिकॉज हाइब्रिड्स आनी शुरू हो गई हैं विच इज द मिक्स्ड थिंग दैट थिंग बट दे हैव टेकन ऑल द टर्फ्स आउट फ्रॉम देयर. व्हाई? बिकॉज टर्फ्स कॉज कैंसर. देयर इज द प्रूवन थिंग. व्हाई? बिकॉज उनके 25 डिग्रीज पे उससे फ्यूम्स निकलती हैं. यू प्लेड ऑन टर्फ्स. दोपहर को तूने भी खेला, मैंने भी खेला भाई. तेरे को स्मेल आती है ना रबड़ की.
Yeah,
दोपहर को
yeah. The
खेलो,
rubber is
तुम्हारे रूट स्टार्ट बर्निंग मैन. सो this actually causes cancer. And the maximum injuries, MCL, ACL, BCLs take place because of turfs, because your knee just gets stuck and you get. ऊपर से इंडिया
knees
में
and
टर्फ्स ही
ankles
ऐसी हैं,
both.
टर्फ्स तो ऐसी है जैसे हमारे घर पे कारपेट लगे होते हैं, वैसे ही टर्फ्स है. उसमें कुछ होता तो है नहीं, गंजी हुई होती है यार. I
वो
still
बात ही
remember
अलग है.
the Mumbai Cooperage turfs when it used to rain, it used to just blow up from one side ऐसे क्योंकि वो गोल हो जाता था हवा भर के. So I totally agree with him, and that's why international football is all on grass grounds. You
Hmm.
give a good coach a good ground. That is, see, मैं तो ये तो कहता हूँ कि ग्रास ग्राउंड इंटरनेशनल बना दोगे, बट फुटबॉल प्लेयर बनाने के लिए मुझे तो उससे भी कम चाहिए. मुझे एक दीवार चाहिए, एक बॉल चाहिए, एक लड़का चाहिए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. That is it. And how much space fit the divar? I need 2 meters because the boy has to be 1.5 meters away. And that is all. First his right, then his left. Make him double footed. That means that boy can never be pressed. He any boy who's ambidextrous, that means he can use left and right. He is a walking overload. So people who know football know what I'm talking about. The whole game is about walking overloads. You have a left and right in one guy, he's fucking walking overload.
Hmm.
So imagine if you have two of them, even four people getting together can't. They need like four people to get together to protect all their feet.
Right. Kafi, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of detail and technical stuff that goes into producing a player, but why do you think that's not happening right now? Because we have people
Bhai,
like you, we
nahi,
have
there is
people like,
not. No, bhai, no. This is the policy. Okay, that you lot of technical stuff goes into getting a player. No, it does not. Because otherwise, you wouldn't have had footballers from the favelas of Brazil or from the suburbs of Paris. 90% of the French team has been produced from the suburbs of Paris who've not had any professional football in coaching, not even academy coaching. They used to play in cement cages. Okay, and the same way in favelas they used to play in all this. So what is futsal? Futsal is gully cricket or gully football. गलियों में जो
hmm,
खेलता है वहीं पे डेवलप होते हैं. उसके बाद, yes, you have these outliers who come from academy systems, but unless you are rough and tough and you've played in the street, you are not going to be a footballer. So you need that culture to come in where instead of when you walk out of your door, instead of having people play cricket, you are watching everybody play football, which is there in some states, which is there in Goa. It's mixed now. Like when I was shocked earlier, I used to see Goa every Sunday football. Now Sunday football, cricket, football, cricket, football, cricket. In Mumbai, same. More mostly cricket, but yes, football is there. In Calcutta, it's opposite. It's 80. But in when you go to the northeast, it's 100% football. You only see, and when this becomes a pan India movement, then it's going to be very very easy to replicate. Because see, the poorest countries like Brazil, like Argentina, or you go to Africa like Nigeria or all these other countries, they don't have any facilities. So
hmm,
we just don't need to reinvent the wheel. We need to focus on kids. Now, what is Nigeria doing? Or what are these African countries doing? They are doing it so much better. Oh, that man, Cape Verde, a nation of 160,000 people, which is one tenth of the population of Noida. Okay. Oh my
that's
God.
mad.
They've qualified. So they've
Yeah.
qualified because, see, the people don't understand. They've qualified because all their people used to be playing in Holland. That's why they had got all these guys come back and they've qualified. If you had, like I said, those players playing abroad, you come and qualify for India, that's a huge boost to Indian football. We'll start producing footballers automatically. So the whole thing is the first. So I know earlier it used to be getting India to the World Cup, but then I realized that with sitting on top, Minerva's not going to play the World Cup. It's India playing the World Cup. So these guys can just and not select those boys or, screw up in so many other ways they can. So what do? I create the first Mohammad Salah. Everything it takes care of itself. So the first Mohammad Salah will make sure that, like in Liverpool, man, one of the most I've grown up in England, so one of the most racist places, okay, and they from being one of the most hated names, Muhammad is the second most loved name in the list of Liverpool baby names. Why? Because of Mohammad Salah. फुटबॉल इतनी पावरफुल चीज है ना बॉस, तो वो तो गोरों को पागल कर देती है फॉर मोहम्मद. नाउ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इंडिया. सो इमेजिन इफ वी हैव आवर ओन. You know those 10,000 rupees people who were watching that Messi tickets? They're all going
Huh.
to be shifting here. They're going to be shifting to Indian football. What will happen? I'll tell you what will happen. So you'll suddenly find that first guy who will sign for example, um, let's say Brighton and Hove Albion,
Hmm.
a Premier League club, but small club compared
Small
to the
club.
Giants.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
they have 1 million followers on Insta.
Hmm.
Okay, tomorrow, the day they sign the first Indian footballer, how many followers do you think they'll have on Insta? Minimum 30, 40 million, 20 million.
Yeah.
How many shirts will be sold within the first 1 year? Minimum 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 shirts.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think other clubs will see that? The
100%.
other fucking clubs will invest in India to make and find good players because they've just seen
Hmm.
that it's just not about the
Impact.
player anymore. It's the impact, which is the only unsaturated market left for football to come in and take over. Where they are football fans, but there are no footballers.
Huh.
India, there's nobody else. Everything is saturated. So as a marketing perspective also is very good. So moment I do that, then see, it's about the, I'll give you an example. Neeraj Chopra. 10 years ago, we are walking down the street, you and me, and मेरे पास एक तीखा सा ऐसे javelin वाला डंडा है. तेरे को और मुझे पुलिस वाले अंदर कर देंगे. वाले क्या कर रहा है, किसी को मारने जा रहा है, तुम कर क्या रहे हो? ठीक है, किसी को नहीं. मैं कहा जेवलिन, थप्पड़ मारूंगा, जेवलिन क्या होता है? ठीक है. Now, fast forward to 2026, we have 10 Indians who throw above 80 meters. 10. Why? Because
That's
one
all
Neeraj
because of
Chopra.
Neeraj Chopra.
One Neeraj Chopra did it. So we Indians need one 1983 World Cup cricket. And hockey, we've never been, short of confidence because we knew, man, it was not a one-off plan. We dominated hockey. So that means the comeback had to happen the moment the turfs were made. We've got now over 3,000, 2,000 turfs all over India. In the 80s and 90s, the game had shifted to turfs, but India did not even have one turf. So obviously, we were
Hmm.
going to get the game from being a skill-based game like Dhanraj sir made was sports science and athlete-based game like football is now. That is why Indians went down in football and in cricket at the same time because the grounds became better. Earlier, you go and see English Premier League matches. The grounds are the same as our matches right now, Maidans. जब बारिश होती थी वहां पे गंजा हो जाता था, कीचड़, मतलब एंड विंटर में घास नहीं होता था. एग्जैक्टली लाइक आवर्स. एंड दैट इज व्हाई इंग्लिश गेम डेवलप्ड इनटू अ लॉन्ग बॉल गेम. बिकॉज जब हमारे सेंटर बैक छोटे होते हैं, इंडियन गेम इज लॉन्ग बॉल. बिकॉज जब मैन में सेंटर बैक छोटे होते हैं, तू सेंटर बैक है, मैं सेंटर बैक हूं, मैं तेरे को कभी पास ही नहीं करूंगा. बिकॉज मैं करूंगा तेरे को जाएगी किसी और के पास, क्योंकि ग्राउंड ही इतना गंदा है. तो सेंटर बैक क्या करेगा, चुप करेगा, क्लियर, चल चक, लंबी बॉल. Why? Because they, and you see all Minervans, all Minerva boys. Centre backs we produce Bikash Yumnam, some Sandesh, obviously, because he's the founder member. But other than that, Bikash Yumnam or Harmi Pom or Anwar Ali or Narinder Ghelot, all of them can pass out from the back. Devinder, all these guys can pass out from the back under pressure. Why?
Foundation
Because
strong है क्योंकि.
why exactly? Not because I'm a genius. Like you said, na, we have to get
हाँ.
this. No, man, we just have to make them do that for a long time in a proper
Hmm.
system at a young age. So we are as good as the world till the age of 15, 16. Now, our boys can go and kick. Okay,
Hmm.
yes, depends on the kind of scouting they do and the camps they do and the kind of coaches they put is the success you will have in junior football. But if you give it to me, I can make us, if there was an under 15 World Cup, I'll make us win the under 15 World Cup in 5 years. Give me the thing, no problem. Can I do that with the 17s? No. Can I do that with 19s? No. 23? No. Can it happen in the future?
Because the
Yes, yes. But
competition
right
is
now,
higher.
no. No, no, no,
हाँ.
no, no. At the age in India, you cannot, the system is made in such a fucked up way that you kill your players. I'll give you an example. FIFA law says you cannot register a professional till the age of 16. Indian
Okay.
football law says that you cannot register any amateurs in I League or in ISL. That means I cannot register in I League under 16 players. So means suppose I have a Lamine Yamal with me. The first time he will play senior football is at the age of 16 when he gets a professional contract. He plays for 1 year. He has an awesome season, man. Great season. He gets an offer from an ISL club. Okay, he goes to an ISL club, and what do? They do what Komal Tatkal happened. Or maybe they don't, they play him. Maybe it's a progressive club and they start playing him because he's doing well. And there is some Gora coach who cares more about Indian football than his own position. Okay, and more about them in developing, which is not true. So when that happens and he plays a great year, then maybe he's selected for India. That
Hmm.
means to after having 2 great years in two different clubs in two different leagues, then he has a chance to be selected for India at the age of 18 and a half. Khatam ho gaya. Do you understand? Our inherent system is wrong. Now,
Yeah.
look, when the system was not up 2015 se 15 tak, I played Himanshu Jangra in the I League at 15. First, I played Anirudh Thapa at 16. He became the youngest ever scorer in the I League. First record. It was broken by Burindoy Bodo. Again, sorry, Bodo made the record. My boy, I played him at 17 in the I League. He scored. Anirudh Thapa broke that record, youngest ever scorer. Third guy to break that record, Himanshu Jangra. Fourth guy to break that record, Toiba Singh. All scoring at 15 and 15 because not because I'm great, because I played a 15-year-old. That's why he scored. Now,
Hmm.
Toiba King, I played in the AFC Champions League at 15
Yeah.
and he scored. And he still got the Asian record for being the youngest ever scorer in the AFC Cup. Even now, he's got the record. So now all others die now because unless you at the maximum time you're going to improve as a player is between 15 to 19, you're going to explode with game time. But if you get game time only in the under 16 I League, you stop. Or in the under 18 I League, you stop. You don't go up. The best 16-year-olds should not be playing there. Best 18-year-olds, best 14-year-olds should not be playing there. You should be playing in a higher category. But does AFF allow me to do that? No. I can't
Hmm.
play junior players in a senior category. Junior player, I can understand senior and a junior, but junior and a senior, why not? Why the fuck
Doesn't
not?
make sense.
So
Yeah.
you are inherently don't understand football because you're run by. So that is why there are systematic problems, and it can only be sorted out by someone who knows football in and out and whose only job is football. And his job is that I am going to get India first into the top 100, I'm going to get India top 50, and then just work towards that, man. And that doesn't stop with it. Don't stop thinking, okay, he'll come and start giving us friendly matches at the right time with the right nations to get up the right points. Fuck all that. Start at bottom, get your grassroots together. In 10 years, you will have a system which will produce players for the rest of your lives. For example, why is Minerva so good? We are not.
Hmm.
Our processes are good. Results will automatically get good. So we follow processes, we have optimized those processes. That is why my results will always be consistent. That means yes, might not win it, but we'll be right there. Top, top, top,
Hmm.
top, top, top because the processes are good. Why
So,
can't you have process? Why does Germany do it over and again? Brazil do it over and again. Every new generation coming, they're doing the same. So when England got it wrong, they went and fixed it and they got it right again. You've seen all the things going wrong and being fixed. It's not rocket science. You just need to focus on the basics, like you need a wall and a ball, and you need small kids just playing. Just playing, man. And then you need small games and just play. They make it so impossible to have a football club in India. For example,
hmm.
right now, if you want to be in the under 14 league, you have to
Hmm.
play 7 away and 7 home matches. Same in the under 16 and under 18. That is for your initial round. Then you qualify for the main round, another seven. So I would say a minimum kharcha of around 30 lakh rupees per team, per league. So galti say if you're a
These are
three
age
star,
group
yeah.
teams and not.
So yeah, galti say if you're a 3 star academy, because you're going to spend 90 lakh rupees on just taking them to different places to play matches. You don't require to give them home and away right now. You require to give them matches.
Huh.
Give them more matches instead of going that. What are you doing? You're trying to build academies. You'll see half the academies next year will be shut. Take it in writing from me. This is what the current AIFF is doing. Why do you think I'm so vehemently? They're the entire system, man. They have made it so prohibitive. So I went to the Gothia Cup, which is the World Youth Cup. 200 matches happening, sorry, 100 matches happening together, 50 football fields together. 2.5 kilometers, okay, of just football fields. It takes around 45 minutes from one side to the other side. And you have football fields on both sides. How many
Hmm.
ambulances do they have during the whole thing? One. How many doctors? They have one medical tent with three doctors and three nurses. So if something happens, you bring the kid there. And what do happen in India? You have to have one ALS and one other normal ambulance, two ambulances on duty, which cost a normal club 25,000 per match.
Damn.
So these are things. वहां पे क्या होता है? You want to have a club? ले, go play. You want to have a club? Go play. यहाँ पे fill up forms, form committees, have chai samosa, and then come back next year.
कितना realistic है for India to play or like for India to qualify for the World Cup sometime in the next 20, 30 years with the new
Oh, very, very
constitution?
realistic. Very, very realistic. Very realistic. Why? Because see, stop trying to think of it as qualifying for the World Cup. Try to think of it as now being the best eight in Asia. That
Hmm.
is more achievable of a goal. Because till Igor was there, we were ninth, 10th. We had reached that level. जब हमारा spike आया था, तो we had reached around ninth or 10th in Asia. And now we are 20th. So getting to the top eight, you have to see, will you be able to dislodge the first five or four? No, you won't. The big houses, Saudi Arabia's and Iran's and South Korea's and Japan's, you won't. The next four in line, yes, you can. One of them you can, and it depends on what your system is. What Uzbekistan did. Uzbekistan first spent on their juniors. It's not a miracle. They did well in the under 20 World Cup, under 17 World Cup. They did well in the AFC Cups. And now Indonesia is trying to do the same. And then you've got other countries. So people think, oh my God, चलो India कल कर लेगा. नहीं, तुम India बहुत पीछे जा रहा है because बाकी countries हमारे से बहुत आगे जा रही है. They've got it that that's the way to do it. So they are doing it. So we will be further behind every single day and it'll be more tougher. But can we do it? Yes. Because we have to get in the top eight of Asia with the power of India, with a massive country. The day we actually truly decide, the day we, matlab, the government decides, okay, enough is enough, and they make it in their thing, they just need to increase the budget and make it 500 crores, and we'll be there in 10 years. I guarantee you. And is 500 crores a big thing? Oh my God, no. I mean, that is what the grant BCCI gives to all the cricketers. Like, इस बार ही नया ग्रांट दे दिया कि जो भी 10 मैच खेलेगा रणजी ट्रॉफी के उसको 1 करोड़ ज्यादा मिलेगा बिकॉज इतने पैसे थे देने थे.
Hmm.
So imagine that. That's gonna cost them over 900 crores. वो ऐसे कर देते हैं. So पैसे की
पैसा तो
प्रॉब्लम
है.
नहीं है.
It needs to be
पैसा
like
है.
used in the right place.
Yes,
What
exactly.
is
Leadership.
what is the like objectively क्या difference है between an average Indian academy and a top European like La Masia, for example? Is there
Uh,
difference between quality or is there difference training में क्या अलग है?
See, the difference in all Indian academies and there is that in Indian academies, जो हमारे सबसे ये पता नहीं ट्रेंड शुरू हुआ है, ये दो चीजें हैं यहाँ पे. एक के जो सबसे छोटे बच्चे हैं, दे आर देयर फॉर फन. तो उनको तो तुम ना जो ग्रासरूट्स का कोच सर्टिफिकेट होता है जो एक दिन ऑनलाइन में मिल जाता है वो वाला कोच लगा दो. और फिर जो 11 से 13 है ना उनको तुम लगाओ डी लाइसेंस. फिर 13 से 15 को सी एंड 15 से 18 को मे बी वो भी नहीं वो भी सी. और 18 से ऊपर कोई सीनियर टीम होगी तो मे बी तभी सी. ए प्रो तो सिर्फ वो सीनियर टीम है जिनको हम पैसे दे रहे हैं उनके लिए. वो they can't improve. They can't learn anything because they are above 18. They will improve only by this much. They can improve tactically, but not technically. Very, very difficult. Whereas now you start working on the kids. Who's working on your kids? Your worst coaches. No disrespect,
Hmm.
but you've not been taught that much that you can teach my kid habits for life because they can stay for life and then get to unwire them, which we have to do when they come to us at 12, when they have been taught by some grassroots cage that this is the way to hit a ball. It's very difficult to rewire those neurons. And we need the academies in India to focus their best coaches on the junior most kids because मेरे से पूछेगा what is my most important batch. So you will probably have a batch, suppose like Anwar Ali's and all, and they are 18 and they are worth like 5 crores in the market. Are they important? No. My senior team, which is worth 10 crores, not important. No. 13s who are national champions, 15s national champions, no. Who's more important? 11s, no. 9s, no. 7s, no. The ones who've just come in this year, 6s. The most important are the ones who I can affect the most. As they get older, I can affect them little bit less as a coach. Then you need a
Got it.
man manager. So one
Hmm.
is your coaching, the kind of people who are coaching your grassroots, and that's not the fault
Hmm.
of our coaches. That is why one of my main things which I did was yes, titles सारे खत्म हो गए. Then I said international produce करने हैं. Then like Vimal sir said, he's produced 30. Minerva has produced, wait for it, 248 internationals in 10 years in all age groups. Okay, and 30 plus
Massive,
in the
massive.
30 plus in the senior. What is this number? This number is more than the total of every other club, ISL, I League, and second division, third division, and all academies in India All of them put together on one side, we have produced more. And
Hmm.
that's not massive. That's a horrible thing. That's horrible. It's not because others suck. It's because others don't want to do it. I'm not a genius. If anyone else would have done what I would have done, they would have produced players as well. And that's why I get pissed. Because it's not difficult at all. You work on the right stuff, you focus on the juniors, and a you will get an I League title, man. You will get every title there
Ah,
is to get. So if you're not looking
accidentally.
for titles, if you're looking for internationals to produce, you will produce so many internationals. Okay, you're not looking for internationals, you're looking for what internationals can go and do there. So what do I do? I said, okay, fine. Japan has 60,000 or 70,000 current coaches apparently, and India has 5,000. Japan has more goalkeeping coaches than India has A, B, C, D, and grassroots put together.
Hmm.
So who the fuck you say keep producing players? Who's going to teach the players? We don't have any coaches, man. So Minerva said we are going to get quality education at the cheapest price because education is supposed to be free. But AFF still charges for it. So fine, we are going to be making sure from our end we are going to make them give the best thing. So Minerva has produced over 4,000 coaches in the last 4 years. 4,000 from their strings A, B, C, and D. That means
And you're
50%
saying
of
the
all
total
coaches,
number,
4,000, 50% of coaches produced in India have been done in Minerva in the courses done there. Because we made ourselves an education system. So Minerva is not an academy which is a local academy competing for titles anymore, bro. I've totally taken it on myself because इन्होंने करना नहीं है and they don't think it's important. So we made our courses the most economical and cheapest courses. Obviously, Minerva being Minerva, you get that stamp, and top of that, it doesn't hurt your pocket. So people from Kerala rather fly to us, go back, and it's cheaper for them to do a course at Minerva than do it in Kerala or in the
right?
Northeast. Why? Because everyone's made that a money making thing. That is why our
Hmm.
courses are not being produced, and that is why people come to us and our courses get filled like this. Again, not because we do something. Instructors still come from AIFF. We are not doing anything great ना. वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ हम तो सिर्फ प्लेटफॉर्म दिया है ना. कोई देता ही नहीं है ना कोचेस को देता है प्लेटफॉर्म ना प्लेयर्स को देता है कहाँ जाएंगे हम. So ये inherent system again has to be changed. And that is why, by the way, Punjab Football Association has won the award for the maximum courses organized in the last 3 years, 3 times in a row. Because of us, we've organized all the
अरे वाह.
courses. Yep.
Abhi, of course, you're also running Delhi FC, right, with Minerva?
Yeah. So Delhi. So when I joined in 2015, Punjab Football Association, Chandigarh, and then 2016-17 for Punjab,
Punjab.
there
Huh.
was not even one residential academy except Rudka Kala, which was an NGO.
Okay.
Okay, there was no residential academy in Punjab, and Rudka Kala was not a proper academy. It was an NGO run for poor kids coming in and taking education. But otherwise, there was not even one residential football academy. In
Hmm.
North India, how many were there? North India means Chandigarh, Punjab, Haryana, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar, even fucking you take East Gujarat and you go on, how many? Zero. Zero residential academies. How many are there just in Punjab now? Eight. So proud, man. Why? Because the Punjabis, ਓਏ ਇਹਨੇ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਲੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਲਾਂਗੇ. So that brilliant, bring it on. So they've got 8 residential academies. Do we have a third division club in Punjab now? Yes. Second division club in Punjab now? Yes. I League club in Punjab now? Yes. Do we have an ISL club in Punjab now? Yes. So when I was in heavy loan and we won the I League, so Roundglass came and said, we are going to do this and this is our vision. Our vision is we are going to have this kind of a acreage, we are going to have this kind of a world-class center, which they are now doing. And we want not so the moment if they had said to me now we want to buy your entry into the I League, I would have
Hmm.
told them. But they said something so great. Sunny told me, the owner, he said, I want to buy all your boys under 13, 15, and 18 champions. And I want to make sure they get even the next level thing, which maybe I can't give them because obviously I'm limited. And I found that a great option because then I would have been, because all I sold was the name Punjab FC, not Minerva, no land, nothing, just Punjab FC and 120 boys who were national champions. That's why they won the under 21 Reliance League and everything else, and they've been doing so well because they all those boys were trained by me, and they've done very well with taking it further and developed youth, and now they are one of the major youth developers of the country.
Right.
And Minerva Academy started from a scratch all over again, being focused now not on senior titles. Minerva Academy is now just, India's La
Grassroots.
Masia or the factory, where our
Hmm.
only job is producing coaches and players for India. So we've done that. Now we've got 200 boys on scholarship. So that means 200 plus the 120. Now there are 320 boys on scholarship in Punjab because of Minerva. And now we've got Punjab FC. So that's giving employment to so many coaches and players. And I've got Minerva, which is giving. And then I bought Delhi FC because I wanted a club in the national capital. Because again, the only place I saw we was getting screwed was Delhi. And guess who gave us Sunil Chetri? Delhi. Sunil Delhi na hota, Sunil Chaitanya na hota. And it's gone to such a level, even now, it's such a bad level that I wanted to make sure that I'm there. Great opportunity with Delhi FC. Bought it for 5 lakhs or 7 lakhs or 10 lakhs. It was in the fourth division. Within 2 years, 3 years, third, second, first, I League. Again, so that these boys who are being produced from me, they get platforms. In fact, there are 5 other clubs which I own, which is Tektro Swadesh, which is Himachal FC, and I'm helping like my younger brother Neeraj Kolia. He's got Tektro Lucknow in Lucknow along with
Lucknow.
Akash
Yeah.
Mishra. So that's his club, but I'm helping them. This is all so that my boys get platforms to play in senior football. Who? The ones who are
Hmm.
16, 17, I want them playing senior state football. And that's what we are doing now. That's why we are using these clubs to give them platforms. So we need more people like me. We need 100 Minervas or 100 Ranjit Bajaj who are as crazy as me, and we'll get there in 10 years. Or we need a 500 crore budget every year and we'll get there in 10 years. And 500 crore budget because our country is so fucking huge. So if you really want to
Yeah.
reach out to 1.45 billion people, you need that kind of money. For example, my scouting program costs me a crore a year, and we go to minimum 8 states of India. This year only, we have done 1,70,000 kids in 8 states. 1,70,000 kids, more than the population in Cape Verde is what. And for all which age groups, only from 7 year olds to 13 year olds. I don't take kids above that. 14
Hmm.
max, 7 to 14. And how many kids actually made it from that 1 lakh 30? 29.
What?
29. Yep. Only 29 kids have made it. That's the kind of base I have. So, like for example, if I go to Assam, Kokrajhar, we got 3,000 kids turn up. We went to Guwahati, we had 3,500 kids turn up. We went to Imphal, we had 2,500 kids turn up. And it's unbelievable to see the kind of passion there is for football, even though football is such a level. Imagine when we start doing well, what will happen.
Hmm. There's also a limitation in terms of, even if you do see potential in a player, does it, I mean, obviously you would know better. It happens that you can't pick them because you just don't have the resources.
Oh, yeah, bhai. See, first of all, like, no disrespect, but Baiching Booty has opened up so many different centers, but that's a different model altogether, pay and play. I do not have any franchises because unless I give quality, I cannot afford to have another thing because my thing is totally wired in a different, my brain is wired in a different way. So if I had money, my academy would right now probably hold 1,000 kids or
Hmm.
2,000 kids. But because I don't have money, it's only 500, and out of those 500, 250 are paid. So the ones who are on scholarship are only 200. Why? Because I can only have those many number of paid kids plus the scholarship. And then people, that's why people come and tell me that what the fuck is wrong with you? You forget these 200, which everyone is doing in the country. Everyone. These
Get more
250
people who
kids
are
you
ready to
no,
pay.
yeah, so 250 kids you have, imagine you can make it 200 more. You can be earning this 7 6 7 crores which you're getting from here, and you're putting it all here. Imagine you can get the same amount, so you can actually be instead of losing money, you can be making 15 crores or 12 crores a year. And every single day people are saying, what are you doing, what are you doing? And I'm saying, These are fixed deposits. ये FD है किसी दिन आगे जाके टूटेंगे. And I'm sure of it, bro. See, I'm very confident. So there's no, if I had even this one iota of a doubt that I'm not gonna make it and my boys are not gonna make it, I wouldn't be doing this. I'm so confident. I'm gonna get to the World Cup. Yes, that definitely I'm gonna do it. And are we gonna stun the world every single year in all over Europe? Yes, we're gonna do it. And are they gonna be with the same boys? No, 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 no. Every single new batch of mine which comes is gonna go and dominate Europe. Now, what do I need? I need help, like you said, from all corporates or from PSUs or from this. So I don't need money, man. I need my tickets to Europe paid for. I need hotels there paid for. I need kits for these boys. I need to sponsor their food, sponsor their education. You do it directly, but help me because now it's not for Minerva. It's not about winning titles anymore. It's getting my country to the World Cup. There's only a one single-minded focus and vision in my mind. There's nothing else. And I'm very confident. No matter what anything anybody says, I'll get there.
Any corporates listening to this, भाई निकालो अपने CSR से थोड़ा पैसा, put it in the right
Yes,
place. Let's
guys, we are a non-profit. Upar se, son, understand, even if I want to take money out of Minerva, I can't. Because we are a Section 8 company, which is registered as a non-profit company. That means everything has to be accounted for. Because if we take donations, it's 100% tax-free. That is why all our audits are done by the departments themselves. So that's more of a reason your money will go exactly to what we are saying it will go for.
yeah, I think there should be people willing to support this, and पैसे की
अब
कमी नहीं है, as we
बाकी बात
discussed.
छोड़ो यार.
Just about
अब यही अपील लगा दो मेरी. हम जा रहे हैं मिक कप, द मेडिटेरेनियन इंटरनेशनल कप. We are already preparing for it. My boys are working right now 12 hours a day. We are going to take it up to 18 hours a day. Why? Because there are matches. There's going to be one day where we'll be playing. People say, why are you torturing the boys? No, because we have three matches in one day. We have the pre-quarters, quarters, and semis, morning, afternoon, evening. We have to be prepared for them now. That is why they are being taught even to sleep REM cycles for 2 hours, 90 minutes actually, between the matches and have meals between the matches and plan their day in that way. Their jet lag is going to be already been taken care of. They're living on Spanish time now. They are awake right now, by the way. They're working out. And it's probably when we are talking, they don't know there's already what 12 a.m. here.
12:20. Yeah,
So we need 1 CR, 1 crore. And actually, how much is it? It's only 10,000 people giving 1,000 rupees. If you look at it that way, 10,000 people believing in this dream, you can have a hand in it. For 1,000 rupees donation, Milap Foundation link is given on my bio, on my Insta, and I'll even share it with him, with Ashish. He'll put it up here as well. Guys, also, because we were lucky to be part of this, so thing we are offering is that if you don't want to do it with us, don't do it. We are also giving a Messi signed ball away to one of those 10,000 people. So if you probably give 1 lakh, you have 100 chances of winning that Messi ball. So you do that, and trust me, that ball is much more worth 1,000 rupees. So you got a great chance, and that means it's going to be worth something at least. And more than that, it's going to be worth taking your country, man, to the World Cup. You're getting your first Mohamed Salah. Because aim is, see, if we go to these big tournaments and you score against big teams, you get selected by that big team. Simple as that. When I used to be playing, any of my boys used to score against Mohun Bagan or East Bengal, next year used to be in Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. Simple as that. There's no two questions about it. So if my boys go in, your boys, India boys go and do well. And by the way, do I get money for this from Mohun Bagan? So from Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, Kero, from Manchester or Barcelona or Man City, whoever selects these boys, do we Minerva or do I get any money? No. Under 16s and you can't get transfer money for kids at all.
Hmm.
I get
Hmm.
zero money. So then, but if I kept them here in India, can I make money? I can make 1 crore on each of them when they turn 18. Each minimum. Each of them. So why am I so stupid? Because I want my country to get to the World Cup, man. If I keep selling them to the ISL or to whatever the league is going to be now, they will then not get to the world level. Simple. I want to be able to sell to Barcelona one day, man. They will only buy from me when India gets to the top 10 of the world. We'll only get to the top 10 of the world if somebody gets these guys out of here. So first, Mohamed Salah.
मेकअप की आपने बात की. Of course, the link will also be in the description. Please go and donate to the Milab Foundation link. Get India to the World Cup. This is like one baby step that you can do on a very individual level, because this guy on my right is mad about football in the country. He's producing so many players, doing all of it by himself with Minerva. This is like one single bit that you can do. Link description में होगी. Please go and do your bit as well. Makeup के बारे में आपने बात की. How are you? Of course, you mentioned you're prepping them with like all the jet lag and stuff. But जाके क्या goals है वहाँ पे? जैसे you dominated all the three tournaments last year, I think last year या उससे
Yeah,
पहले वाला
last year. Yeah. So no,
2020.
this year, 25, bro. We were there in July this
हाँ,
year.
25.
So I mean
Right.
25 May, July. So like 5 months, 6 months ago. See, bhai,
Hmm.
in this tournament, normally what happens is that when the tournaments we went to have big players play there. So see, people say, why do you select that tournaments? You're going dominating. Bhai, I have to go to the tournaments which I can find which play kids of that age which are of a world level. So at that level, there are only 10 or 15 tournaments which are worldwide recognized. And then there were the biggest tournaments in the world were these Scandinavian tournaments which we went and dominated. So we saw what were the kind of players who had played there before. So we had And Pirlo, we had Zabi Alonso, we had Alan Shearer, we had Ibrahimovic, we had all the big biggies playing there. Then I saw
Hmm.
people like Wayne Rooney bringing his son, Kaka bringing his son to the. So I saw that okay, fine. If you are very young at that age, you go play for your school or your academy or your local club sides there, and then big clubs pick you up from there.
Hmm.
Okay, and then from there you go on to bigger academies like the Mick Cup, which we are going to. The only big academies are allowed there. All the clubs you see will be big. So in these clubs, when we faced, we probably found in one team two or three exceptionally great players. In the academies we play right now, all 11 will be exceptionally great, or 10, all the entire team will be great. So it'll be a great, huge test for these boys. And at the level we are going to, so we started with the under 12s in 2022 in the MENA Cup in Dubai, and we won that. Then Gothia Cup in 23, in 24, we took a break. We didn't have any money. In 2025, we went and did this. So they've reached now in an under 16 level. Under 16 level is top world class. They're not kids anymore. They're
Right.
going for the under 16 Mick Cup, which is a huge big deal. You get so Lamine Yamal played in this under 16 category 2 years to 2023. Go and look up the videos. Barcelona with Lamine Yamal playing in the same category we'll be playing in. And we have you name the player who's a legend from Messi to Lamine Yamal now, who's going to be a future legend. Everyone's played there. Now the whole aim is one of these boys to perform really, really well, maybe two, maybe three, and them to be picked up. Who did this before? So go and also do Google search on something called Right to Dream. It's an academy from Ghana who has done
Okay.
this in the Gothia Cup, and they have a tie-up with FC Michelin in Denmark, and they send. Then now this Right to Dream has opened up in six different countries, in the US also, in Egypt also, a lot of countries in Africa, and they have started doing this very regularly. They started from the Gothia Cup. They won the
Hmm.
Gothia Cup three times in a row or twice in a row, and then somebody from Sweden sponsored them or Denmark sponsored them, and they started producing players every single year. They have produced over 50 players who are playing in the Premier Leagues in Europe now, and they started from the Gothia Cup. So the same way we want to be the Right to Dream of the world, because
India.
of
Hmm.
India, because I want a place where Indians who want to do well at the world level can come.
Hmm.
And then we'll give them that platform, and then it's on them to perform. See, our job is to give them the platform to play against the best in the world. Simple as that. And at what age? At this age. Because abhi wo select nahi hoenge under 16, under 15, max under 17, max under 16 tak वैसे actually. Then they're not going to be selected at 17. Because here,
Hmm.
according to our stupid federation, they will not be playing other than under 16 I League, anything else. Or then under 18, the under 18 I League, nothing else. Because you can't get special. So this is why we are destroying our own, and we can never get to that level unless these rules change. But this is the way out. So we have one boy going. Do you know the number of boys who will leave other sports and take up football because that one boy has made it?
Hmm.
Just one boy. Do you know how many people left probably cricket as fast bowlers and joined javelin after Neeraj Chopra? Nobody did that study because
It's
same
about the
shoulder.
impact you.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's about
man.
the
It's just,
impact you
yeah.
create
So see,
with that one.
why did we get so much of love and support from the public? We won 20 national titles under 13, 15, 18, and buddy senior I league, nothing, nobody gives. When we did that in Europe, it mattered to people. Which people? The ones, the European football fans I was talking about, the 350 million, they're the ones who stood up and took notice. Oh, who the hell is this team who's come and beaten European teams in Europe? Oh, maybe we have a hope. Oh, there's light in the end of the tunnel. And that is why when I went to the Messi event in Delhi, I was shocked. The only other person, I mean, Messi ke liye to obviously there was adulation. There were people who were clapping for me because I said, "What?" But they recognized me. And so I came to know these are the European football fans who are here, not the Indian football fans who are here to watch. So they, Indian football fans are just desperate for an Indian to do well. Can we do well? Yes, man. Our blood has no problem. Saprit Singh, New Zealand, World Cup and signed for Bayern Munich. He's a Ludhiana boy, lives 70 kilometers away from Chandigarh. His father, born in New Zealand, his father, born and brought up here, went to New Zealand. He's got a grocery shop there in New Zealand. And instead of going into cricket, he went into football. And look where he is. So, हमारे खून में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हमारे इकोसिस्टम में प्रॉब्लम है. उनको तुम राइट ट्रेनिंग दोगे, राइट खाना दोगे, राइट प्लेटफॉर्म दोगे, राइट टेक्निक फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग, and education, which plays a huge deal, and they're educated, they will become world class. Simple as that.
When will you rest? What is your? आपने बोला 8 साल आपने खुद
8
को
साल
और दिए.
because 8 साल में देख भाई 8 साल में hopefully I'll be able to get the SOPs together, so which will optimize everything. So I wish to have a partner where I can follow the Minerva model in 50 different locations of India. Because अगर कोई और नहीं बनेगा, I just need one PSU or one bloody giant major corporate to believe in it, and they should just implement it. Because then imagine if I have 50 Anwar Alis to choose from, I don't have 50 Anwar Alis, India has 50 Anwar Alis to choose from, and 50 Jacksons to choose from, and 50 Thapas to choose from, and 50 Manvirs to choose from, and then guaranteed because they are 50 Anwar Alis and 50 Jackson, 50 Thapas, they will not earn 4 crores because they're 50. भाई साहब एक आलू का 5 करोड़ का ही बिकेगा अगर देश में एक ही आलू है. अगर 5 करोड़ आलू हैं तो 1 रुपए का बिकेगा. So you've got it all wrong. You need to improve your bottom pool to get the salaries down. It's all about demand and supply. And there is only one supplier, which is me. Okay, so I really want to cut off supply to Indian football, and I just want to concentrate on this because I know I'll get these guys will keep getting sold and this, but we will not go abroad. So unless we have Indians willing to take a risk, and who almost did it, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu did it. He again was brought back by Bangalore FC at the wrong time, and there's another saga. But Gurpreet Singh Sandhu did what Hapsi did, and he was there. He had played 2 more years. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu would have played in the Champions League. I guarantee it. He had played in the Europa League, man. And he
Yeah,
did. He was
yeah.
following the Hapsi thing, and Hapsi from the same club, Stuyback, went to play. The Oman goalkeeper Al Hapsi went to play in the Premier League for over 20 years, and he was almost there. So we need the first guy to come in, and Indians will only do that in the next generation. Why? Because roti kapda makan ab khatam ho gaya. पहले क्या होता था रोटी कपड़ा मकान. So people like, for example, Anwars and Jacksons and all these boys, they're like my sons. But all of these boys can't even think of taking a risk. कि हम चलो बाहर जाके risk लेते हैं. Maybe they make it, maybe they don't. They can't take the risk, man. Their families will be destroyed. Whereas now the next generation, like Jackson has a son, Anwar Ali has a son, they will take the risk of going abroad because even if they don't make it, they're okay back home. They won't die hungry. So this new generation is what I'm very, very hoping for and very, very promising. So
Yeah.
all my bets are on the future of India.
Exciting generation coming up.
Yep.
And my last question, well, second last question is अगर एक 10 साल, and I know you get a lot of these messages, comments, DMs कि सर मुझे एकेडमी में ले लो, सर मुझे ट्रायल में ले लो. मैंने खुद ने देखा है ये काफी सारा. I know you can't obviously take all of them, but there's a 10-year-old kid who wants to play football, go professional. He's willing to put in all the hard yards. क्या advice, क्या suggestion, क्या message है उसके लिए?
Bhai, like you said, I wish I get a corporate and I can take all of them in.
Hmm.
And that's my entire thing that, जिसको मैंने ना बोला या जिसको मैं ना ले सका, वही तो कहीं रोनाल्डो नहीं था मेरा, वही तो कहीं मेसी नहीं था, तो मेरे को रात को उसकी वजह से नींद नहीं आती है. तो इसीलिए जो भी रीचेज आउट टू मी एंड आई एम एबल टू सी इट, ऐसे आजा भाई तू ट्रायल के लिए, तू भी आजा भाई, तू भी आजा, किसी को मना नहीं करता. बट सी, if you really want to come here for a trial and you want to make it here or anywhere else in a club, the first thing they will look at is your ball control. जो लोग कहते हैं ना, मेरे को पैसा चाहिए, मुझे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए, मेरे पास कोच नहीं है, या मेरे पास यहाँ पे मैं कैसे खेलूं अपने गांव में, मैं अपनी सिटी में कैसे खेलूं, या मेरे पास मेरे डैड मॉम के पास पैसे नहीं है, या मुझे बाहर नहीं जाने देते घर के, ये सारी एक्सक्यूजेज है. मैं अभी भी कह रहा हूँ एक्सक्यूज नहीं, नहीं सर हम गरीब हैं, एक्सक्यूज है ये. क्यों? क्योंकि आपके पास बॉल है, आपके पास अगर बॉल है ना काफी है, अगर बॉल नहीं है ना, तो आप सिल्वर फॉइल को इकट्ठे करके ऐसे करके बॉल बनाओ. उसके बाद उसके ऊपर वेट के लिए आप रस्सी बांधो, अपनी जो धागे वाली रस्सी होती है, और उसके बाद उस पर कपड़ा बांध के फिर धागा बांधो, एंड यू पुट सिल्वर फॉइल एंड डू दिस प्रोसेस, यू विल मेक इट दिस बिग. यू विल हैव अ बॉल विच डज नॉट बाउंस, बट यू विल बी एबल टू लर्न हाउ टू कंट्रोल इट. When you're able to save up, get a ball, and how much space do you need? 1.5 meters. Then you just start practicing thousand passes a day. ऑनलाइन किसी को नहीं देखना, ऑनलाइन जाके यूट्यूब में या इंस्टाग्राम पे बॉल पासेस वाली वीडियोस देखो, एंड लर्न हाउ टू कंट्रोल द बॉल. दैट इज इट, विद योर लेफ्ट एंड योर राइट. Once you have done that, learn how perfect control, then you look for a place which is 20 meters. Go look at the intermittent recovery yo-yo test, level 1. Then reach your score to 20.4, which means you have a corresponding VO2 max. VO2 max is the amount of air in your lungs you have a capacity for. Is over 68 cubic things per whatever that thing is. But so you need to reach 20.4. That is the standard of Minerva. I'm talking about under 16s. That is our standard. Under 13s are 19.8. What is the highest score achieved by the Indian cricket team? 18.8. What is the highest team in the Indian current senior Indian football team? The current highest score, 19.2. What do my under 14s do? 19.8. What do my under 16s do? 20.4. At average. So there's a boy in my fucking under 16 who's doing 21.2. And the average score of Man City won the high league when they won the Premier League. Average was 21.4 when they played the high pressing, counter pressing style, and they won it without a striker, and they won it with 5 feet 8 inch centre backs. So
Yeah.
that is why India can do well, because I am basing my game on positional play, because I know India cannot have big centre backs. So stop trying to look for big centre backs and going to Kashmir and Punjab. Get a centre back who's always in the right position. Maldini said, if I'm making a tackle, I've already made a mistake. For everybody, the kids watching, Paolo Maldini is the greatest defender ever played the game. And uh, when you can win a centre back being 5 feet 8 and having zero strikers and win the Premier League twice with 100 points. Sergio Aguero, by the way, people saying, no, they had Sergio. Sergio Aguero, not a striker. Haaland is a number 9. That's what a striker is. So why try to look for a Haaland when you've got Sunil Chetris, who can be on the same list as Ronaldo and Messi? The best players in the whole world in football are the smallest stature sizes. We have
Hmm.
Ronaldo. We have Ronaldo who's an outlier, or Abramovich is an outlier, or a Haaland who's an outlier. Otherwise, we have Messi's and Maradona's and or Eusebios and Bruno Fernandez's. All the greatest technical players have been very, very small. Okay, is Japan trying to find giants? No, man. Is Portugal trying to find giants? No. You go according to what your strengths are, and you make the players. You don't look for players. I think we can do it. I think the future is very, very bright. And there's only one way to go from here up where the Indian football scene is concerned. But wherever we're looking at international, also the future is very bright because it's an anomaly. We can't be world champions in every other thing we do, Indians. Somehow in football, we are coming up. That's an anomaly.
Huh, cool. Message is clear. I just practice your ball control. You will eventually find somewhere to go. Practice your ball control as much as you can. Make a ball if you don't have one. Last thing I want to ask you is about TGIF. आपने series देखी? Any moment that stuck with you? Anything that surprised you जो आपने सोचा नहीं होगा कि series में होगा, या anything that you didn't know about Indian football that you
Oh,
learned
bro, I
from the
mean,
series?
everything other than Punjab. Bhai, not only me, any other person who's watching it, other than his own, and that also, if you are a good follower of football from your own state, you would know your state. Okay, tomorrow say,
Hmm.
I knew about Suki sir, I knew about Manisha Kalyan, I knew about JCT Academy, I knew about us. So that's a different thing because I was in football. Maybe there were a lot of people in Punjab who didn't know about Suki sir, the new generation, who didn't know about Manisha Kalyan, the ones who don't
नहीं
follow
पता था.
women's
We got
football.
so many
Ah,
comments कि मैं
exactly. From
होशियारपुर से हूँ,
Punjab.
मुझे नहीं पता है.
हाँ मैं कह रहा हूँ बाहर के देखो तो दिस इज अ आई ओपनर फॉर इंडियन फुटबॉल फैंस बिकॉज दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम a program has been done which takes you actually into the depths of Indian football, what real football is, why people love it so much. What is see, we are seeing a very, and this is the last generation. They were seeing a very glamorized version, painted up version, made it look pretty, polished it up. You guys were real, man. So hats off to TGIF. You were real, you were raw, and you hit it where it really matters because if you get goosebumps whenever you watch an episode, you've done something right.
That was the goal, to keep it raw, to keep it real. Authenticity दिखानी है. It's not all glamorous, but it is pure. It is culture heavy. I think very heartwarming to see, like a lot of
Very,
moments.
very
And
heartwarming. You got the right words.
yeah, season 2 के लिए, what do you want to see? What different can we do? What
Ah,
regions also can we go to?
first of all, wow, thank you so much. You're gonna come up with season two. I'm excited. Seriously, bro, I'm excited. So I'm looking forward to that. And I was kind of bitter, bittersweet end that okay, fine, now is because there were so many episodes and there was एक रह गए, दो रह गए, तीन रह गए, so it's getting sadder. But this is great news. See, number one that you can actually go deeper into the states you've been, but I rather have it go to the states you've not been to. For example, I'll give you an example. I want you to go to Kolhapur, okay? And I want you to go to that little गांव or a little state in Rajasthan जहाँ पे वो एक नहीं पहाड़ के ऊपर वो सारे वो 40,000 बंदे बैठ के वो फुटबॉल मैच देखते हैं राजस्थान में. There's one place, can't remember
Okay.
the name. So, and the
Hmm.
same thing is in Kolhapur. And then I want you to go to Mallapuram. Okay. So, the places where you will again find football unfiltered. Or I want you to go to Calcutta, but I want you to cover Cape because that is the real culture. People keep on
Hmm.
talking about Cape. I love it because that is real futsal. This is where real players will come up from. Same with when you go to Mallapuram in the sevens. Same with when you go to Kolhapur and you see 50,000 people watching a local match. We need more of those. We need our cities, we need our states to learn from Kolhapur.
Thank you so much, Ranjit. I think with TGIF, that is our goal, to visit new regions every time and also visit the ones that we have already, but do new stuff.
But
जैसे
don't
आपने
worry,
बोला,
next time here, you're again open to Minerva, again open invitation, come and have the same food, stay here, do what you want, okay? You got me.
I will take that
Yeah.
invitation with open hands. Thank you so much, because we do plan on going to Kolhapur. We do plan. In fact, it is surprising because Kolhapur is on our list. Kerala is on our list. Malappuram. We want to do Cape football.
We
It is
think we
where
think
football
alike.
lives.
That's why we think alike. Yes. See, because you guys see, bhai. See again, real raw. Moment you said real and raw, nothing more real and raw than Mallapuram, then Kolhapur, then Cape football. So you are doing it the right way. Obviously, you'll think of the right things because there are only those things. People who know football know that Indian football. So it's the
Brilliant.
traveler's guide to Indian football. So the real raw and the true guide, man. So you guys are actually coming
Real,
up with an
raw,
actual guide.
authentic, as it should be. And it's a pleasure for me also personally to be involved with TGIF, because I have been watching Indian football for the past 10, 12 years, not a lot, but I have never seen Indian football like I did after getting involved with TGIF. I didn't know a lot of stuff that is going on in India because as a fan you only see what's going on at the top. जो टीवी में दिख रहा है वही है Indian football. But
True.
that's not the case. That's not the case. So I'm glad I get to be a part of this. Thank you for supporting TGIF since the very beginning and again inviting us to Minerva for season 2. Yeah, this has been a very enlightening and a very interesting conversation. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of learnings to take away from this conversation. Thank you, Ranjit sir, for giving us wow two
Thank you so
hours
much
of
for
your
having
time.
me, and all my love to Sportsfolio. I know you guys are doing great work. Please keep it up. We need more people like Minerva or Ranjit Bajaj. We need more portfolios and more time. I know I keep on saying thank God it's Friday, but thank God it's portfolio and the Traveler's Guide to Indian Football. TGIF.
That's so
Thank you
sweet of
guys.
you.
Thank you
So
so
sweet of
much for
you.
having me. Thank you guys. Love you.